Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. Today I've got for you some pretty astounding finds regarding the mysterious dwarf planet Ceres that everyone seems to be talking about this year. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ceres has been the center of attention as of late by the ufology crowd due to the mysterious bright lights that have been emanating from one of the craters on Ceres, which if you remember, we spoke about in an earlier video, were found to have a mysterious heat signature, these lights that were coming out of this crater. Lights that were also found to be coming from above the surface of the crater. And even with the crater rotating with the planet into darkness, the lights could still be seen shining out by the NASA probe sent there, shining out of the crater. It was just amazing images. And now we have this new image of a much closer Ceres, just released by NASA, which contains some really breathtaking structural finds, which were first noticed exclusively by Secureteam and for the first time are being shown to you guys here. So without further ado, we will bring to you these anomalies one by one right here. So as you can see, this here is the newly released image of Ceres, and already you might be able to detect some of these structural anomalies right off the back. Now, just like with our own moon, the proof comes many times within the craters themselves. So do remember that when you are doing your own research into Ceres or Mars or our own moon, which is littered with documented alien structures, piping, glass domes, craft, and other amazing discoveries, many of which we've done videos on in the past. So when you have some time on your hands, you might want to go through all of Secureteam's past videos, and you will find a massive list of vids we've done on all of these discoveries, and it's just really amazing. So let's go to the first structure, the main structure that has really blown us away. You'll see right here in this crater. Now you can already see something sticking out of it. And at first glance, it may look like nothing. It may look like miscellaneous rubble strewn into these craters, as many a times happens. On these dwarf planets and moons, you get bombarded over tens of millions of years by asteroids and meteorites, and it's bound to create rubble that falls into these craters. But this object right here, it doesn't look characteristic-wise like one of these craters filled with rubble. This looks more of like a round anomaly, so let's zoom in on it here. Now, when we zoom in here, what becomes much more visible inside this crater is definitely nothing of the sort when it comes to rubble or miscellaneous rocks from meteor bombardments. This thing is a craft. Now, we've enhanced the craft here, we've brought it out. All we have done is brighten the contrast and the brightness. Now you can see here, this thing has got wings, it's got a line here and a line here in the exact same spots on each side. Here's a center console, here's a wing, here's another wing, here's the shadow of what looks like a bat or bird shaped craft when you take a look at it. And over here we notice another obvious and really weird structure. We have this here, which looks like some sort of tube-shaped structure that has a hole on the end of it. Now this tube here looks like it's sitting on top of this other structure here below it, which you can see have two holes here and here. But this structure looks more of like a dome, and you can see where the structure curves up over these openings, goes back to the ground, curves up again, another opening with the shadow going through it, and then connects back this way to this large pipe here with the circle. So we have this giant wing-shaped craft here, and here we've got a colored-in version of the photo just to show you exactly what we are talking about. Here is the craft here, colored in, and here's the other surface structures, really anomalous, really weird looking. But as we've seen before with our own moon, these pipes here are definitely nothing new. And as it turns out, these pipes are all over Ceres, as they are all over our moon. The recent documentary by the Science Channel, the sci-fi channel that just came out called Aliens on the Moon, The Truth Exposed, documents in detail the large piping structures found on our own moon that you can see in that special, and you can watch online. Some of the images from that special we're showing you here of the pipes on the moon, and some images that we've found in old Apollo missions of these giant pipes going through craters, going across craters, digging into craters, and going under the ground and popping back out in a straight line through another crater. So let's zoom back out here, and now we'll show you the second anomaly that we found, which is in this area right here in this crater. Now, once again, you may already be able to see this anomalous structure of what looks like a pipe or something similar sticking out of the crater. Now, this right here is something that we've seen on our own moon countless times. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen a crater on the moon and documented these images where we see a straight-edged pipe sticking out of the inside rim of the crater, coming to almost the middle of the crater and stopping. An image of a pipe on our own moon, one which has been highly documented, which was also on the recent Aliens on the Moon sci-fi documentary, has a pipe just like this, probably about a mile in length, sticking out of the side in this image here. So let's zoom in here. Now, this is a little bit pixelated because we're simply zooming in on it. So here is the enlarged area without the pixelation. So here is the image of the crater up close, and as we can see here, this large pipe-looking structure, or a pole, sticking out from the rim of the crater. And if you look here, this pipe goes into the crater, and then right here we see the outline of this pipe underneath the soil of the moon, where it breaks off here, goes right, breaks off here, goes left, and goes back straight through back into the moon. But you can see the outline, and then of the crater, it goes down and then comes out of the crater, and then we have a very large shadow right here on the inside rim of the crater of this object, or this object and another object. You can see plain as day the shadow right here. And once again, here's the object colored in that we're pointing to. Now, for those of you who have your doubts, let me tell you right now, piping on the moon and on Ceres and on Mars is nothing new. Now, if you are the least bit skeptical about this, which you have every right to be and you should be, please get on Google or go through our videos and you will see all of the piping that is going into these celestial beings. I am telling you, there are more pipes in these large planets and dwarf planets and moons than there are on our own Earth. Okay, these things are being constructed or having construction done on them and in them. Now, for the last anomaly of, once again, another pipe sticking out of a crater on Ceres, which we will go to now, which we have highlighted right up here for you. As you can see, we will zoom in once again, and you can see the crater here, another piece of piping coming out of the inside rim of the crater. And here's the image actually enlarged without the pixelation, which you can see the crater here and the completely straight edged pipe coming out of the crater with the shadow underneath it. And if you look at each one of the anomalies we've shown you in this video, the shadows of the objects completely correlate with where the sun is in the sky and how it's shining on Ceres. These shadows we love because these shadows are one more indication that these objects do exist. And as you can see here, we have another pipe coming out of another crater on Ceres. So we have three major anomalies on Ceres that we've found so far. The two pipes, which you can see here, and our favorite, the large bat-shaped craft with the shadow underneath it, along with this oddly shaped domed structure with the two circular openings and the large bending pipe going across it with the opening on the end of the pipe. It's a straw-shaped type pipe, but you can definitely see it bends over top of this domed structure. These are not craters here. This is a domed solid structure with holes almost cut into it, you could say. And here we have this pristine looking vehicle that is completely identical in the wings, in the wingspan and the wing type on both edges. And it even has these dividing lines on each side where the wings meet the center of the craft here. And it's identical. The craft is identical all the way around. So take a look at this image of Ceres. You can download it, you can find it online, and I highly suggest that all of you go through these JPL NASA images and find these anomalies yourselves before NASA covers them up, as they are sure to do and have done numerous times, and that Secureteam have caught them in the act doing. So once again, There is a lot more mystery to Ceres than we could have ever known before. The bright lights shining out of its crater were just the beginning, and Secureteam, as always, is leading the forefront in discovering these anomalous structures and bringing them straight to you. So be sure to share this video, follow us on Twitter. The link to that you can find down in our video description, where we post all of our new videos in case you don't see them in your subscriber feed. Share it, hit subscribe, and definitely stay tuned because we've got a lot more great videos coming and a lot more amazing finds to this amazing search for answers in the alien phenomenon and the government that is trying to cover them up. So stay tuned and stay safe, guys.